everybody, how's it going? Welcome back to the channel. Hope you're having a great day. Today, well, a lot is in the news. Now, Shelby has just revealed the brand new next generation Super Snake. And if you've been following this channel for many years now, you should know that, well, this channel goes quite a long ways back with Super Snake content. I'm excited to share what this new one is going to be all about and really break down the performance upgrades you're getting out of the vehicle. You have to realize when I say next generation, I'm really saying next generation because the new body style Mustang is out, the S650. We had the S550 generation Super Snake Mustang GTs, and then the one I owned was the S197 generation GT500. And that car, whew, that was a crazy car. It was actually the last model year that Carroll Shelby had influence on because he passed away in I think 2014 or 2013, one of those 2 years. Anyways, throughout the years since then, Shelby has found different ways to repackage a lot of their signature models, and this is going to be the latest generation one and the fastest one yet from what I can understand. So let's break down what you're getting, and just before I start, so that you know, before you comment down below, the official pricing is not out yet, but we can base this off other Shelbys, and from my review feature of the GT500 King of the Road and also the GT500 Signature Edition, those packages were about $60,000, $50,000 over the price of the standard Mustang GT500. I would bet with all the upgrades you're getting here, this would be around mid $100,000 Ford Mustang, but don't quote me on that. I'm just basing it off the average price of the vehicles that we've tested here in the channel. You have to keep one thing in mind. This is going to be based off a Mustang GT. There is no modern Shelby out. There's just the Mustang GT, the Dark Horse, and then the $325,000 Ford Mustang GTD. Therefore, it's going to be pretty unique, I think, when you examine the market segment. Anyways, let's break down what you're getting for the money. This is all new, brand new today. Shelby American has launched the brand new 2024 Shelby Super Snake on the International Barrett-Jackson stage in Palm Beach, Florida. And it's got 830 horsepower, which will make it the highest performing Shelby Super Snake in history, according to this press release. Now, scrolling down, it says that this was designed to be the pinnacle version of performance cars based on Ford's world-class Mustang. Joe Conway, CEO of Shelby American. It follows Carroll Shelby's vision that each generation of car improves the breed by collaborating with Ford Motor Company, Whipple, and other top companies. Our Las Vegas team created our best Shelby Super Snake yet. So when you really examine what the vehicle is based off of, it is coming from the 5-liter V8 powered, well, Mustang GT, and then the package, the Super Snake package, is offered in both the standard horsepower and then the supercharged horsepower, which is interesting because you can buy this vehicle and you don't necessarily need to have the upgraded horsepower. I'm curious if we're going to see people trying to buy the standard Shelby Super Snake, which is going to keep the standard powertrain out of a Mustang GT. I would presume most people would opt for the actual upgraded performance of 830 plus horsepower from the Whipple supercharger, giving it, as what they claim here, supercar capabilities. I do think the upgrades are more significant here than what we've seen in the past because you're getting brand new lightweight magnesium alloy wheels, and that's going to help save a lot of rotational mass. Now keep in mind, you can still buy carbon fiber wheels with your Mustang Dark Horse. However, with this Shelby package, they obviously want to keep the design of these vehicles coherent and similar with any other one coming out of their factory with the same badge. So with this standardized magnesium alloy wheel, that is, again, going to be lighter than the standard heavier performance wheels that you're getting with your Mustang GT. They've also improved the rear end downforce by giving you a carbon fiber rear wing And up front, alongside the more horsepower, they've changed out the hood to a new aluminum hood versus the carbon fiber hoods that you found on the GT500 King of the Road and GT500 Signature Edition. Now finally, which is one thing I really do like, they put on carbon fiber fenders. In summary, 250 of these vehicles will be made, and they come with a 3-year, 36,000-mile warranty. Finally, the powertrain warranty from Ford is going to be staying intact. What's interesting is that the supercharger is available for post-title sales only, meaning when you go to buy this from a dealership, from what I understand, it won't have the supercharger. You have to send it to Shelby American, where they install the supercharger and those combined performance upgrades. A lot has changed since when I bought my Super Snake, because back in the day when I was getting my GT500 Super Snake, it was a package that you bought through Shelby and you send your car straight there. It looks like now on, they are working more with Ford dealerships, where to buy them, you have to go through a Ford dealership. And I do have to make one comment. It does add an extra layer, which I don't personally like. When you add an extra middleman to the equation, it all around the board increases the cost for the buyer. Really though, I just want to look at the styling of the vehicle. So it does look like, yeah, the aluminum hood, they do have push pins just like the GT500. You have center vent escapes, kind of like the GT500, but then it's pushed all the way up front. You have a very muscular center nose of the hood, and I believe that is for the supercharger on top. The standard Mustang GT hood is very flat, and I don't think it has enough room for a supercharger to be put right on top. Also, the vents on either side of the hood seem to be functional. The front end takes inspiration cues from other Shelbys in the past, that being the Mustang GT Super Snakes from the S550 generation. A lot of harsh angular lines that go, let's say, from the top outwards pushing down. You do have that center Shelby badge on, is it plastic meshing? I believe it looks like it. You have massive air intakes on the front, right, and left side of the fenders alongside the center radiator intakes. Finally, an enlarged front splitter with actual poles holding it up in place for the downforce. Then moving to the sides, you do have what looks like miniature splitter wickers. A similar downforce component was found on the GT500 from Ford Motor Company, and that helps you get just more front end downforce, keeping the front end planted for going faster on corners. Along the sides, it does look like there's a new side skirt system with a front end point similar to the Super Snake Mustang GTs. I think the wheels look pretty cool from the photos I've seen so far. I'm curious how much they actually do weigh. The wing reminds me a bit of the GT500 carbon fiber track pack, if I'm honest with you. It's got a similar vibe, but instead on the side corners, it's starting to push outwards. And it's got more of an angular and pointed side end plate for each side of that rear wing. Another design cue I think was probably inspired off the GT500 is that on each side of the headlights there are these 3 or 4 different hash marks going horizontally down, kind of like eyelashes on the corners of the headlights, or your eyes, right? Is it functional? I can't really tell. But I do want to point out one other thing. Looking at the front end, it does look like it's protruding outwards, kind of like a square or rectangle on the front left side of the headlights on this front photo overlooking Las Vegas. What I do like about it is that you have all the new technology straight from Ford Motor Company with the S650 Mustang interior. And as you'd expect, though, they do try to change a little bit here and there. The interior, they have new seat covers on those center comfort seats that say Shelby, and they really look like they're giving you a snakeskin theme all around the fabric. I'm going to break down all the performance upgrades right here that you're really getting. So looking straight ahead, 830 horsepower is available with the supercharger system. You do get Shelby Extreme cooling, which means a newer radiator and heat exchanger. You also get Shelby by Borla exhausts, upgraded performance half shafts, a short throw shifter for the manuals, a one-piece stride shaft for manuals, hardened extended wheel studs, Shelby suspension system upgrades, 20-inch forged magnesium wheels, Shelby performance spec tires, Shelby brake rotor upgrade. I'm curious, is it Willwood? Is it Brembo? It doesn't really say right here. For the exterior, you get a new aluminum Super Snake hood pin locks, a carbon fiber hood extractor, carbon fiber wide body front fenders. With the wide body front end, you're getting a wide body front fascia assembly, a side rocker assembly, carbon fiber rocker wickers, a new rear ducktail spoiler in carbon fiber, and finally, going all the way down, Super Snake striping, a new carbon fiber rear diffuser, and more. For the interior, you are getting a Shelby interior upgrade for some of the fabrics, a Super Snake Dorso plate, and then a serialized dash plaque. And finally, a serialized engine plaque to go along with that. So it looks like the brakes are Brembo. I want to ask you, what do you think? I believe this is probably going to cost a lot more than any other Shelby Super Snake in the past. I believe Shelby is really trying to find this as an opportunity to create their own stamp right in the lineup, because right now Ford is going really heavy towards the Mustang GT, the dark horse side of things. They have the dark horse race car you can buy. Then if you want the all-out supercar, the replacement for the Ford GT, you have the Ford Mustang GTD. It doesn't seem like right now there is a middle ground player where the Shelby models have been from Ford Motor Company. So if you were an enthusiast, you could be looking at this vehicle like, okay, it fits that market segment, it would be a good buy for me. I do want to add another point to that though. This looks like the most work Shelby has ever done on a vehicle. From the years in the past, they have upgraded performance, of course, but with the body, they haven't really made too much of an extensive impact. This looks like they've changed quite a lot of things. How will this actually fare on the track? Will we notice improved lap times that are, let's say, to the level of a carbon fiber track pack GT500? I don't know. It's going to be interesting to find out, and I hope Shelby, gives someone the opportunity to do that. Maybe even us. Hey, let us test the car. I'd love to do a feature on it. I'm just curious how it's going to stack up against other vehicles. There's a quote from Gary Patterson talking about how it's got the performance of vehicles as supercars from European makes that cost double the price. That's a big statement, it really is. And if I'm looking at these upgrades right here, it seems like they're taking the Mustang GT, which a good spec Mustang GT is probably, $60,000. And all the upgrades here, it looks like this could be a mid $100,000 Ford Mustang, if not more, because the King of the Road I tested out recently was $150,000, $160,000. That's got, in my opinion, not even close to the amount of upgrades this vehicle has in terms of body kit upgrades. So it's going to be interesting to find out if it's going to be significantly more expensive. Now, let's say this is a $150,000, close to a $200,000 Ford Mustang. Do you think it's worth it? Let me know your thoughts. Please let me know in the comment section down below. Again, 830 horsepower. It's got the Whipple supercharger on the Coyote motor. You're getting all the new tech from the S650 body style, but then they're giving you Shelby customized designs on the outside. One final thing I want to point out in this video, which is pretty cool to see, not only the focus on having lightweight upgrades, but the badge itself, the Super Snake badge, it looks like they tried reinventing it, whereas each generation of the Shelbys, the Cobra has been updated. So for the GT350, it looked more angular than the rounded classic look of the years before. It looks like with this one is a mix of the angular future design and then the curves as well. Anyways, please let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. Thanks for watching this video. If you liked it, make sure to like button. It really does help me out, and subscribe for much more great content coming out your way.